Hey ratbags, it's Jade. Lego Fortnite update has gone live and it's massively disappointing. After Epic Games said there'd be a big content update to start the year off, surprisingly it hasn't actually got that much content. Lots of quality life fixes for sure, some nerfs to some really good cheese that a lot of us were enjoying, and this, a launch pad. That is pretty much it. It's the only new item that's been added. Now it's fair to say there's always lots of leaks and stuff, and I've shown off a bunch of stuff that could be incoming. While I didn't expect all of that to make it in this update, I was kind of hoping there'd be some of it. I'm going to show you how to craft these in a minute or unlock them, but let's read the patch notes quickly. So now when you place a build, it should get rid of any bushes and rocks or plants in the way. You'll be able to build hopefully now on less flat ground. So if you go ahead and you place a new building down, you can obviously start building it straight away. Snap mode has been improved greatly, but a relatively cool idea they've got now is you can actually build half of it if you really wanted to, and then abandon the build, leaving just what you've built. So if you want to build a massive Shogun Palace but customize it to yourself, you can probably do the basics and then work on the ceiling or adding extra rooms. So it's a pretty cool feature. In general, there is a lot of new build pieces supplementing what we've already got. Basically more variants, especially roofs. There's a ton more now, different sizes, different styles. Go to village square, you can remove it now by clicking on it. You'll see the remove village icon. All upgrade progress and villagers will be lost though, so be careful. If you do want to get rid of your villagers, you don't have to wait 4 days anymore. What you can do is go ahead and pretty much ask them to move out, but you do need to go and destroy a bed. So let's get rid of this guy's bed. Let's maybe use what you meant to. Then talk to Hayseed. Continue. Leave right now. Bye bye Hayseed. And he's gone. No. They've added 3 new NPCs. Bushranger, Rustler and Tomato Head can now appear as villagers. If you head over to the desert, you'll find some of the Blast Core guys are now exploring the overworld, making it a bit easier to get some of the Blast Cores. Hermit crabs will now attack your villagers and they will tap back. And if you're going into any caves, you may now find some brutes, making it a bit more tougher to explore. I've added respawn and backpack icons onto the map. And if there's something you don't want, you can actually get rid of it by throwing it onto the fire. There you go, it will set alight and it will disappear eventually. They've reduced the egg recipe. Makes kind of common sense that you only need 1 egg, but it has reduced the effectiveness of its hunger and how many hearts you get from it. They have supposedly also introduced better loot to some of the chests, so check that out to see what you got. A ton of obviously improvements and obviously lots of skins, but I'm not going to cover the skins because I don't really care about that stuff. Arrows will now actually go a bit slower and they may have a bit more weight or trajectory to them. Villagers will now open doors correctly, so no more locking them inside. You should be able to now also pin locations around the map. The new launch pad is inside the toy section. You need to go and harvest some fresh flexwood, and you also need to pick up a copper bar and pick up some silk fabric for it to actually unlock. Place it down, and like all toys now, you'll get your resources back if you go ahead and destroy them. But only on new stuff you've built. If you built some huge massive airship, you won't get your thrusters, the steering stuff. It's only on new items that you build. They have sadly nerfed the grapple. No longer will you get unlimited uses by just putting it inside a chest and out again. As you can see, I've only got 18 now. If you eat a lower stamina food, it's not going to replace the higher stamina food anymore. Obviously you can eat while you move now too. And other fixes like being able to get villagers to actually work on the smelter. Some of that stuff has absolutely been needed, so it's really good to see. And yes, you can now deposit items in chests a little bit easier. Depositing the stack should make life a little bit easier. The merge still doesn't work necessarily that well, but it's definitely an improvement. So no more having loads of items just clogging up your space. You've taken it out and put it back in, it should stack up. Rams also have been given more health, and there's a bunch of fixes to do with spawning inside foundations, spawning on top of caves when you've gone inside and exited out the game. Sheep, cows and chickens will no longer walk over fences, so you hopefully will be able to keep them farmed in a bit longer. And apparently they've worked on combat a little bit so that attacks do hit enemies a bit more reliable. Lots of stability issues have been fixed, and you'll now be able to remove your shared world and also basically kick out players. So that's pretty much it in terms of additions. Like I said, a little bit disappointing. There have been some new leaks uncovered with the update. They're supposedly maybe working on daggers in the future. And it does look like we may get mounted creatures, but they have removed some creatures like the bear, bats and some others that were in the game files too. Things like the Darkwood update, that's kind of what we're expecting the next update maybe to be now, where they add a whole bunch of rift creatures, new rift cave in the dark woods. That's not going to be making it. You've always got to take leaks and stuff with a pinch of salt, but Epic did stress themselves that this would be a big update. And I don't think a launch pad and some fixes is necessarily that big. It's not the end of the world, there's plenty of other stuff going on with Power World dominating at the moment. We're expecting diamonds to appear in this Dark Forest update, crystals, rift fragments, Darkwood rods, rifts, and obviously rift versions of a lot of the enemies. So you've got legendary weapons meant to be coming in as well with a legendary upgrade. But yeah, not this update, I'm guessing or hoping it's the next one. So there we go, enjoy. I'm not really going to be doing too much with Lego until the next update now. I did my 100 days and obviously I'm covering Power World at the moment, which is blowing up. But as soon as we do get some proper info about the next update, I will obviously do some videos. So enjoy, I guess, your launch pads. Until next time, ratbags, laters.